in the 21st century, first of all, you need to know about computer. If you don't know about computers, you can teach because you need to be an online teacher. Okay, everything is working now. Everyone is very welcome. This is the adult education space for Temple Bethel, and it's my pleasure, Rabbi Gershon Kwasniewski, to receive you and to share with you about one of the exciting topics that I love to talk, that is or not Abraham Avinu the first revolutionary that we find in the Torah, in the Bible text. And I would like to explain my point of view, why I'm considered Abraham Avinu the first big revolutionary in the Torah, because he broke with an important ideology in his time. But first of all, we need to remember that the period of the patriarchs start around the year 2000 before the Common Era. Okay, we are talking about 2000 year. Then, if we are in 2025, let's return after zero others 2000 years. We are talking about 4,000 years ago. It's a lot of time. And a guy is coming and he said, okay, he received a God inspiration, of course, but he changed the way to believe. He changed the way to believe for the entire humanity in his time. And we have a register. Our register is the Torah. And we are talking about Abraham Avinu. What is Avinu? Avinu is our father. He is considered the first patriarch in the Jewish history. And his behavior, his personality, his way to live, the way that he educated his children, his personal history, is really a big challenge. And when we are talking about Abraham Avinu, we are talking about trials. He didn't have an easy life. Sometimes when some person is very famous, perhaps many others are jealous. Oh, look at this person, it's very famous, appears here and there. Okay, Abraham was really very important, let's say in that way, very important. I take this word famous for our time, but let's replace the word famous by important. He was very important, and he was very, everybody knows him. In a time without newspaper, without social media, he was really an important person. In every place that he was walking and he was arriving, the people knows who is coming, and they respect, and they really gave him a big place in the history. And we consider Abraham Avinu, but not just we. When I'm talking about we, I'm talking about Jews, but I also need to talk about the Arab world. The Arab world also consider Abraham as one of the most important personalities of the humanity. Something funny happened a couple of years ago when I visited Cairo in Egypt. The tourist guide said, let's do a test. Okay, let's go to one corner in Cairo. Yes, it's a big city. And let's shout, Ibrahim, Ibrahim. Ibrahim, it's Abraham in Arab. Okay, Ibrahim. It's the same name, but instead to say Abraham, they say Ibrahim. And the tourist guy went with me to the corner, one important street, and he shouted, Ibrahim. Half of the people who were around turned around, yes, to look who was shouting, because most of them called Ibrahim. And what I would like to show you, and if you are doing the same exercise in, I don't know, in Ben Yehuda or perhaps in Brooklyn, or, and you shout, Abraham, yes, half of the people in a Jewish neighborhood, of course, they will turn around. Why it's so popular? It's popular because it's important. Nobody is going to put a name if it's not important in their sons. And then with this example, and I'm try to think about how many people do you know that they call Abraham. Of course, that many people that you know, but his life was not simple. Many times when we waking up in the morning and we have many challenges, different challenges, and we ask, why me? Did you ask this question, why me? Why I need to be testing every time? And why me? Why not my neighbor? Why not my friend? Why me? And after one test or one proof or one challenge, other challenge is coming. And after this second challenge, other challenge is coming. And it seems that never it's enough. And you continue to ask, why me? There are many ways to react. Yes, you can be furious, you can be anger, you can be quiet. There are many ways to react. Abraham is exactly an example of trials in his life. Very hard trials. And we are going to study his challenges, and we are going to see that if we need to compare with our life, when we say, why me? Perhaps if you are going to compare Abraham's challenges with our challenges, perhaps we are going to find a reason to say, okay, it's not so bad what we need to do, what we need to fight, or what we need to live in our time as a challenge. But first of all, I would like to start with the map, okay? Because we are talking about Abraham Avinu. Let's see where he walked and why he was so important. But let me share the map. Okay, where I am here. Give me just a minute to share my screen. Just a minute. Okay. Can you see the map?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. We have the description in the Torah, in the Bible, in the book of Breshit. Ur, here, you are, yes. Ur was the place that Abraham Avinu born. And here is the region that we call Mesopotamia. We have the famous two rivers in the Mesopotamia, Euphrates and Tigris. And this line, this black line, was the way of Abraham, was the path of Abraham. we can see many places. Here it's written Babylon, okay, of course. Here it's an important city, Haran. We are going to see why Haran is important. He continued his way. Of course, that in that time it was not Damascus, okay? But yes, the name of Shem. And he continued and he arrived to Egypt, Mitzrayim, and he went back to Beersheba. It was really a long path, and we need to understand that in that time it was not a way. It was difficult to walk and to recognize how to go from one place to the other. It was not so simple. What you can find in the middle of the way? It was not a freeway, a highway. Okay. First of all, most of this area is the desert. Second, you can find many enemies in the middle of the way. You can find many animals in the middle of the way, not friendly animals in the middle of the way. If it's desert, it's very difficult to find water. You don't have a 7-Eleven in each corner. It's desert. It's difficult. But we need to understand that in Abraham's walk, first of all, he started to walk, but many people start to join him. And his family grew up during that time, but many people start to believe in Abraham's message, and he was very charismatic, and many people follow him. Then it's a way that Abraham, he didn't walk alone. He walked, first of all, with his family, but later on, many people follow him. And we need to understand that if someone is coming with an important group of people, it means that it's a leader. Okay, we need to understand that he became a leader in this path. He became also an important person because he was recognized and he was blessed by God. And then many people start to respect. And what was happened? His name became important. And if he was an important person, also, this came also with respect. The people start to respect him. But Abraham Avinu, as I mentioned, he was, for me, a revolutionary because he changed the way to believe or to contact the divinity. Because in that time, his own father believed in many gods, and he started to believe in one God. This is the big revolution that I see at the beginning of the Torah. We are coming as a people, okay, because this will be our ideology, and we will have a strong ideology, a monotheistic ideology with Moshe Rabbeinu, but this is the beginning of the monotheistic time. And in this monotheistic time, try to imagine the other people, the other leaders, when they know that it's a man who start to believe different than the others. Can you agree? Can you disagree? What about the polytheistics? That was the ideology of the people of that region. Someone who is coming, and his name also it's important. Do you know what it means, Abraham? we need to remember that we have he had two names, in fact. The first was Abram, the second was Abraham. Okay? I will talk about the letter that was added in his name. But well, let's start with the first name, Abraham. What it means? What it mean? No? No idea?
No.
Abraham, the root of the name Abraham is Eber. Eber, it means from the other side. From the other side. He came, you can see here the river. He came from the other side of the river. Me'eber. From the other side. This is what the name Abraham means. He came from the other side. Abraham. Later on, one letter was added in his name, Abraham, the letter Hey. Hey is one of the letters of God names.
Mm-hmm.
When we write in Hebrew Adonai, if you write just the letter Hey, it's the fifth letter of the alphabet of the Hebrew alphabet. You can understand that it's the name of God. The name of God enter in his name. And this is also a very strong message. Nowadays, there are some Hebrew names when we can see the name God inside of the name. Can you give me some examples? Other example is about Abraham's wife. At the beginning, Abraham's wife called Sarai with Yud at the end. Yes, Sarai. But later on, his name was changed to Sarah. And the last letter of Sarah is the same letter that was added in Abraham name. It's the letter Hey, the fifth letter of the Hebrew alphabet that represent the name of God, the God names. Okay, Abraham, Sarah. They are not anymore Abraham and Sarai. They are Abraham and Sarah. It's also a strong message that it's coming in their names. Let me tell you that there are many names, many Hebrew names that receive or that you can find the name of God in the name. For example, all the names that the two last letters are Aleph Lamed. Aleph Lamed, generally we read El. For example, Ariel, Gabriel. Okay, there are many names. If you find the final letters Aleph Lamed, it's the God's name inside the name. And we can identify these people closer to God. Abraham was really a person very close to God. And if we read the book of Bereshit, of Genesis, we need to remember in chapter 12, he received a revelation. He's not considered a prophet, but he's considered a patriarch. But he had a strong communication with God. And do you remember the first message that God said to Abraham, which words are very famous words, and it's the name of one of the Torah portions. Do you remember?
Lech lecha.
Exactly. Lech lecha. Go. It's like a repetition. Go. Lech lecha me'artzecha וממולדתך ומבית אביך אל הארץ אשר אראך ואעשך לגוי גדול ואברכך וגדלה שמך. Okay, let's go step by step to understand what God asked to Abraham. How did the scholar decide that Abraham was an actual historical? Okay, I will answer soon. Okay, this question. Let's analyze and let's go step by step in this verse. Lech lecha, go. It's like, okay, you need to go, and you heard one voice that said go, but it's not enough the first go. Then you listen the second voice, harder, go. Lech lecha, go for you. Do something for you. Okay, it's not for me, go for you. Lech lecha. Me'artzecha. Go from your land. Okay, the land is what we saw. The land of Ur. Umimoladetecha. Go out from the place that you born. Is it easy to leave the place that we born? Absolutely no. Lech lecha me'artzecha umimoladetecha umibeit avicha. Go out from the house of your parents. If it's difficult to leave your land, imagine to leave the house of your parents. Also, it's not easy. Umibeit avicha. And what? El haaretz asher areka. I will show you the land. I will show you the land. Okay, we saw the way, we saw the path. Who showed this path to Abraham? God. Okay, it was not GPS in that time. It was not Waze. Believe in God, He is going to show you the way. El haaretz asher areka ve'escha legoi gadol, and you will become a big people. A big people. Ve'escha legoi gadol, va'avarechecha v'gadela shemecha, and I will bless you. Vagadela shemecha, and your name will be big, very big. You will be important. Okay, this is what we find in the book of Breshit. It's like a declaration. It's an invitation. It's a blessing. We can define this verse in many ways, but it was Abraham's call, and he attended this call. Okay, he attended this call. Nobody can refuse God's call. If God called you, you need to do what He asks. And this is a way to understand how strong was Abraham in his faith. Remember that Abraham is coming 10 generations after Noah. But if we need to compare Abraham's faith, Noah's faith with Abraham's faith, it's completely different. Noah was a nice guy in his generation. But if we need to compare in Abraham's generation, perhaps he was not in the same level. He was important in his generation. Sometimes we heard that person was born in the wrong time. Perhaps if he was born in another time, he was be bigger. Yes, wrong time, wrong place. We listen a lot this sentence about singers. Yes, perhaps if the same singer was born in another place, in another time, perhaps he was so famous like Beatles or like Elvis or like this or that, he was born in the wrong time, in the wrong place. If we need to compare Noah, we need to remember it was Adam. After 10 generations came Noah. After 10 generations came Abraham. And it's important to see the evolution of the faith. Yeah. Noah was also a man with faith, but not in the same level of Abraham Avinu. I talk about trials. Abraham Avinu had really very difficult trials in his life. The rabbinic literature is talking about 10 trials, and we are going to study was about these trials. Let me once again share my screen. Okay. I would like a volunteer to read the text, please. Who would like to read here?
I'll read it.
Please.
10 trials according to Jewish and rabbinic tradition. These trials are traditionally listed in a sequence culminating in the binding of Isaac, leaving his homeland, leaving Ur and his family to go on to an unknown land, trusting in God's promise.
Okay, this is the first
trial.
We spoke about. We have here one more word. Yes, trusting in God. He trusts in God. But it was more than this. He trusts in God's promise. What is the promise? Lech Lecha. Okay? I was talking about, and I explained what is the promise. God didn't give him any guarantee. Okay? He didn't sign a contract. Okay? Go that everything that I spoke will happen. He went. He didn't know. He also started to discover this God. If he changed his ideology from polytheistic to monotheistic, he's in the beginning of this relationship with this God, but he trusts in the God's promise. This is the level of the faith. This is what I would like to show you, the level of the faith. Okay, let's continue.
Famine in Canaan, a drought that led him to Egypt, testing his trust in God when things
here
became difficult, which is Genesis 12:10. Okay, so that's the second.
Here's another trial, famine in Canaan. This is something. This is the reason that he arrived to Egypt. Okay, he didn't went to Egypt for tourism. Okay, let's buy an excursion. Let's buy a trip. Okay. No, he went to, and this is something that it's coming back in the Torah. The reason that they went to Egypt, it's because in the land of Israel, they didn't have water or food. It's something that happened. Sometimes we have these kind of problems in many places. This happened with Abraham. Do you remember other people in the Torah who went to Egypt because it was not food and not water in the land of Canaan?
Jacob.
Jacob, yes.
Moses.
Moses, yes. They were there not for tourism. They were there because it was not food and not water. And what was happening in the history, we know the history, we became slaves in the land of Egypt because we were living there, and the Pharaoh listened the advice of their people, and they said, this is a people between us, and they are growing very fast, and they would like to take the power. Okay, let's do something with these people, and this is the reason that start the slave war time in Egypt. Why? Because we didn't became slavers in Canaan. It was in Egypt, but the reason was the same reason. Okay, it's also a big challenge to move from your land, and we need to understand that Abraham, it's not the first time that he moved. And when you move to other place, you need to leave everything. And it was not a construction like we know in our days. They used to live in tents. It was really very, very hard to move from one place to the other. Okay, you didn't have a company to call and, okay, I need to move to Egypt. Okay, let's go. Today, to move from one place to the other, it's very easy, but not in that time. Okay, this is what we need to understand. We need to put ourselves not now sitting comfortable in front of the computer. We need to think what was happening in that time. It was not easy to leave Ur. It was not easy to leave the family. Try to imagine the relationship. He loved his family. He loved his friends. He loved the place. And then once again, he moved from Canaan to Egypt. New people, new environment, another tradition, etc., etc. Okay, let's continue, Carly, please.
Sarah in the Pharaoh's power. That's the next one. God intervened to protect Sarah, testing Abraham's faith in divine providence despite his vulnerability.
Okay, just a moment. Okay, this is another trial.
Is that Abimelech?
Yes. Yes. Do you remember this story? This story is very simple. Okay, Abraham was walking, and if he enter in some territory that it's not his own land, he's going to find another people with another authorities, and the king of the people had the right of the land and had the right, not so different what's happened nowadays. The king of the people have the right of the land and also the citizens. And then if the king saw a beautiful woman, he can take this woman to be with him. And if the king knows that that woman is married, the king had the right to kill the husband. Okay? And Sarah was very beautiful. and he was taken to the king. And this is something, and what it means that she was taken to the king. In other words, sexual relationship. Okay. It was not, hello, how nice are you? No. It was another thing. And try to imagine that, okay, we are talking about a polygamic society, one man with more than one woman, but the result of this situation, specifically this situation, if she was very pretty, the king had the right to take her and kill the husband. Okay? And also, you know that your wife is with the king. And you need to accept this. If not, you can be killed. This was another trial. Okay, other one, please.
Could you make it go up a little bit there?
Yes.
Okay. War for Lot. Abraham rescues his nephew Lot from enemy kings, showing courage and loyalty.
Okay, do you remember the story of Sodom and Gomorrah? Sodom Gomorrah. We talk about the story. They were not nice people in that cities. Also, Lot was a shepherd, and Abraham was a shepherd, and they divide the land. But Sodom and Gomorrah, they were not easy cities to live. But Abraham went to rescue his nephew. Okay, this is another trial, because he fight against the citizens of these two cities, and not just against them, also against the authorities. Let's continue.
The covenant of circumcision, a physical and spiritual commitment at 99 years old, a sign of his covenant with God.
Okay, this is not simple, my friends. This is not simple. And if we read the text, if we read Bereshit chapter 17, he took a stone and he did his own circumcision. Not just for him, also for his son and for the people of his, they were with him. 99 years old, it's not exactly the same age that we can consider nowadays, 99 years old, but that shows us that he was an elder person, and he did the circumcision, physical and spiritual. Nowadays, many people still afraid about the circumcision, with all the technology that we have, with the advance of the medicine, with the great doctors that we have, with the Moalim, but it's not easy. It's not easy. But why do you remember what is the message of the circumcision? Why the circumcision? What it means, the circumcision?
Does it set us apart from other people?
But what this means, Susie? You take
Doesn't it set us apart from other people?
Yes, but it's a pact, it's a covenant that you have in your own body. Okay, all the promise, the God promise, yes, sign on his covenant with God. It's like, okay, I have a pact with you there are many ways to do a pact. Okay, you can sign a piece of paper. There are other. I remember to read about some culture when it's a wedding. It's the blood of the groom and the groom, the blood of the bride are coming together. Just we are one blood. Okay, there are many ways. This is the way that we recognize the promise between God and Abraham. And each kid who born in the people of Israel, when we are doing the circumcision, it's a way to renew the pact, to renew the covenant between God and the people of Israel. This is the circumcision. And why with every new kid? Because we renew the covenant with in each generation, with each kid who is born in the people of Israel. It was not easy. He can say, okay, I believe in God. It's not enough to leave my land, the house of my parents, to go to a new land that I don't know. I didn't have water, I didn't have food. I went to Egypt. Is it not enough, God? Now, circumcision. Okay, external and internal trials. Trials in your own flesh. Trials in your own body. Okay, this is giving to us a lot to think about our trials, our own trials. Sometimes happen things outside, sometimes happen things with our body. One way to understand, we can understand as a trial. Let's continue.
Rabbi, I got a question.
Yes.
This is Eddie. Ed, is circumcision considered to be a self-sacrifice to God?
No. It's not a sacrifice. We don't call the circumcision sacrifice. We call a covenant. Okay, this is the way that that we understand. Yes, we say that it's a covenant. Sacrifice is something different. Sacrifice is something different. We don't consider sacrifice. This is a covenant. This is look what happened after a Brit Milah. What we are doing after the Brit Milah.
A party.
A party.
Yes.
If it's a sacrifice, we are not going to organize a party. Nobody who sacrificed something is going to commemorate.
What about conversion? When a man converts to Judaism.
Okay, he's entered in the covenant of Abraham, and he needs to follow the same rules. If everybody who was with Abraham in that time decided to be part of his house, this was one of the rules. Brit Milah. Till today, okay, we have a pillar in our face, and you can see, Susie and dear friends, that also in the different movements in Judaism, we can disagree in many points. We can disagree about male and female. We can disagree about kashrut. We can disagree about the land of Israel. We can disagree on this and that. There are one point that everybody agree: Brit Milah. Okay, they're not a religious movement who is against the Brit Milah or who promote, let's not do it, the Brit Milah. All the religious movements agree with the circumcision. All the religious movements agree with this tradition. This is a covenant that we renew with each new member that is coming to our people, and who would like to join us need to follow this rule. And this is part of our tradition. This is part of our commandments. Okay, it's not something that I say, okay, I would like to do or not. Of course, that there are some Jews who are against, but there's not any religious movement inside the Jewish tradition, inside the Jewish people, that it's against the Brit Milah. Okay, but it was not simple. Yes, you needed time to recover. He was 99 years old. He didn't went to the emergency room. He didn't receive an aspirin if he had the pain. Okay, we went in the middle of the desert. Okay, we need to understand. It was stone. He didn't have a bisturi. I don't know if you call bisturi or not. He didn't have a medical instrument to do the circumcision. And also, he didn't have the moral instrument to do the circumcision. But Eddie, answer your question. We don't consider the Brit Milah as sacrifice. Okay, it's part of the covenant. It's part of the commandments. It's part of our religion, tradition, and this is the reason that we commemorate after each Brit Milah. Okay, let's continue with Abraham trials. Carolee.
The birth of Ishmael, born to Hagar at Sarah's insistence, creating family tensions and testing his compassion.
Oh my God. Oy vey. Yes, it was so difficult for him to have a kid, to have a child. He received the promise, the God promise, that he will be an important man. He will be the father of the nation. Which nation? If he didn't have kids. Okay, and now he have the first kid, but the first child was not with Sarah. It was with the concubine. And who was the concubine? Agar. And this created family tension. And who was in the middle of this tension? Abraham. Okay. It was a polygamic time. It was allowed for one man to have more than one woman. But in this case, he had a wife and he had a concubine. And the first baby who born was from the concubine, not from his wife. It was a problem. It was a problem because he expelled this son later on. Okay, it's not easy to say to a son, go out. Go out from our home. You need to leave our home. You will be not any more part of my family. But which one was the compensation in the other side? Ishmael was also an important person. And from him also became an important people. Let's continue. But this we need to understand that all this difficult experience had Abraham, just one man, and he didn't have a shrink to go. I have a problem. I can sleep. Okay, I have a dilemma. He didn't. It was really very, very hard. Abraham, the next one, Carolee, please.
Abraham to trust in God even when letting go of loved ones.
Okay, this is what appears in chapter 21, 21, sorry, 21, Bereshit 21. He needs to let them go. It's not easy to say to a son, go. It's part of your feelings. He's part of everything. And you need to let not just, and of course that he had a relationship with Agar. He had we see here, yes, a very difficult situation that you can read more in Bereshit 21. And then the last one, one of the most powerful trials.
Can you lift it up a little for me, please?
Yes, sorry.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
The request to sacrifice Isaac, the Akedah, the ultimate test, asking Abraham to offer his beloved son, demonstrating unconditional love and obedience.
Okay, here in chapter 22, it's really something so difficult for Abraham. Kachna et bincha, take your son. And he had two sons. He had Ishmael and Yitzchak. Kachna et bincha et yechidcha, take your unique son. If you have two sons, how it can be that God said, take your unique son? You have two sons. Asher Avta, the son that you love. Can you say that you don't love one of your sons? Kach nadvigcha ed yechidcha asher Avta, and the last part of the verse, et Yitzchak. Then appears the name, who is the son that he was requested to sacrifice. What is, in other words, to sacrifice a son? Here, yes, Eddie, we have a sacrifice. And what is to sacrifice a son? To kill a son. To offer his beloved son. And as here it's written, it's a demonstration, it's an unconditional demonstration of love and faith too. It's not just love, it's faith. Many sages ask if God knows or not. If God knows everything, do you think that he needs to trial or to test Abraham with the sacrifice of the son? If God knows everything, perhaps it was not necessary to ask Abraham to sacrifice Isaac, but we can see Abraham's faith. He was ready to sacrifice his son. And I would like to show you something. We are going to return here to read the last one, but we can say that in the 10 trials, the Akedah, but we need to remember that the Akedah didn't happen. He was ready to kill to sacrifice his son, and then the Torah tell us that an angel appears. An angel came and said twice, Abraham, Abraham. And here we can see how we can close the cycle. At the beginning, he listened the call, Lech Lecha. It's a repetition of the same word, Lamed Chaf, Lamed Chaf. Lech Lecha, go, go. And now, with the sacrifice, he heard a voice who called him twice, Abraham, Abraham. The repetition, it's a way to understand how we close this cycle, but it's a cycle of faith. We started with faith, and we can conclude, because it's another time, he was an elder person, but he had a strong faith. This is what, and how this faith during his life grew up. Okay, it's because, okay, you need to leave the land. Okay, you need to leave your home. Okay, you need to leave your parents. Okay, and then he had many challenges in the path, and now he arrived, and he need to sacrifice. We need how we can see also the evolution of his faith. He is now in the highest level of his faith, because not everyone is ready to say. If I hear a voice that called me to sacrifice my kids, I'm sorry, I'm not going to sacrifice them.
I've heard some
God,
people.
everything is okay. I talk with God. I believe in God. I have a strong faith. I receive in my life a lot of challenges, but if he said that I need to sacrifice my kids, I'm going to say no, thank you. It's not for me. My faith, it's not so high, not in the same level of Abraham Avinu.
Excuse me.
Yes, Harvey.
Some think, I've heard it said that he actually was tested, but he failed. Because at that time there were groups, religious groups that sacrificed children, and in Judaism that was a no-no.
Mhm.
That was, muy malo. So
Yes,
so
you're
his-
right. You're right. It was a tradition in another people to sacrifice people,
right.
persons.
And maybe and the what this is this is a point of view I've heard. I don't know, it's just a
Please.
different point of view that because he was going to sacrifice his child, he actually failed the test because the test was not to kill the child. He was supposed to say, no, this is wrong. We should not be doing this. That's just another point of view.
It's another point of view, but the most traditional point of view that he was testing in his face. Okay, let's see till where are you going? Okay, which is your limit? What you can till where you can go? Okay, I will ask something that perhaps it's not reasonable. Let's see if his faith it's really with God, with this one God. Okay, perhaps also was like a competition between gods. Let's see if like a competition. Sometimes we can compare this between in the time of Moshe Rabbeinu, the plagues, and it was like a competition between one God and many gods. What one God can do and what the other gods can do. It's like a competition. Okay, who had the power. But in this case, I believe that it's more a thing, a fact of faith. But you're right with your explanation. Let me show something. Perhaps we can believe that this history inspired many people in the art fields. Okay, Abraham Avinu, his history. Let me share my screen. Okay. Is it open? Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, I'm apologize because I don't have the name of the painters, but what I would like to show you is the diversity of the painters, but how strong is Abraham life or biography that inspire many people in different times with art. Okay, and especially when you go to in Europe to old churches, you can find in the vitraux also this history, the history of the sacrifice. We have here, yes, you are going to see different paintings, but we are talking about the same pedal, and it's nice to see how the artists imagine how was Abraham. Okay, you are going now to see many Abrahams. Okay, it's one history, but with different ways to understand. Let's see how I can move this. Okay, we are talking about the same story. Yes, the sacrifice. And remember that they took the wood and they took everything and they walked together, but it was not an animal to sacrifice. We can see Abraham as an old man, yes, as the typical clothes of the shepherd, and here his son Isaac. And it will be also very important to see how the different painters imagine Isaac, because some of them describe Isaac as a little kid. He was, in fact, he had, in fact, around 37 years old. Okay. Here, the angel. We don't know if that woman it's Sarah asking about her son. Other way, here perhaps it's a way you can see in the earth the fork, like Abraham explained what he did or what he tried to did. Okay, God asked me to sacrifice you. It was not me. We don't know about this dialogue. We don't have any.
You mean the knife?
The knife. Yes, sorry.
He said fork.
Sorry. Knife. Thank you. But Abraham trying to explain, and you can see the face of Isaac, and when we study, we can see that Isaac had a big trauma in his life. He was not leaving the land of Canaan during his life, and if we need to compare Abraham life and Jacob life, the Isaac life was really very more simple. The angels who appears, and then also
The ram.
the animal who appears. It's like Isaac accept to be the sacrifice, but here it's the light, the call. Abraham, alta aslo meuma. Don't do nothing. Okay. Here also spirituality, inspiration.
So, Rabbi, this is like really revolutionary. I never really thought of Abraham not sacrificing Isaac as this in this way. I see what you mean about it being a revolution, because all other religions were sacrificing people, and Abraham refused to. So back to what Harvey said, it really takes on a new meaning.
I don't know if he refused. He was asking to stop.
He was going to kill him.
Mhm.
Yes, but then the angel came. So isn't
Yes.
that?
He didn't refuse. He just accept and follow what the call of the angel to stop with his action.
But maybe his belief, he wouldn't do it.
Yes, and this is also yes. How was this man in his own? In his how was Abraham after this action? He was so close to sacrifice his son. It's very nice, this painting.
Why didn't he argue with God as he did for the other people?
This is a very good question, Susie. Why he fight for Sodom and Gomorrah, Sodom
Yes,
and Gomorrah, and he didn't fight for his son?
Right,
it's problematic for me.
everybody.
For everybody.
Yeah.
But the explanation is coming in the faith. Okay, it was his face.
This picture shows Isaac as a child.
Yes, yes. It's very nice to see and compare the different paintings. You can see
Yes.
also the size of the angel, how different it is, or the age of Isaac, or the clothes that Abraham was wearing, the animal that appears, not in all the paintings. And also the description of the angel.
Hmm.
Perhaps it's
Who is that supposed to be in the far left corner at the bottom?
here.
Yeah.
The two slaves who walk with Abraham. Remember that he walked with two slaves
Mhm.
because the idea was, okay, I go with the slaves to do a sacrifice. Let's stop. And he asked to the slaves, stop here. I will continue to Moriah, to Monte Moriah with my son, and we are going to return. And this is the slave that were waiting for him, and with the camels.
You know, the first pictures that you showed, they look very Christian.
Okay, maybe. Of course, that we need to consider that the painters are from
Yeah,
different religions, and this is part of the Old Testament, that it's part of also for the Bible.
yeah.
Wow.
Very nice.
You can barely see the ram in the bushes on.
Yes,
There's no angel in this one.
Mhm.
sometimes it's a light.
Oh, maybe.
And other important thing, it's the God's promise. Abedna shamayim usforet hakochavim. Look at the sky and try to count the stars, because Abraham was really worried, because God's in God promise, he said, you will be the father of a big nation, but he didn't have kids. And also, if he have one kid, now he's going to sacrifice this one kid. And then the promise Abedna Hashamayim Usforet HaKochavim. Look at the sky and try to see how many stars are there. It's uncountable. Okay, it's really very difficult in a clear night. If you are outside, it's really very difficult to know exactly, but you know that there are many stars. And in fact, we are the people of Israel. Nowadays, around 50 million. Okay, it was God's promise. We are witnesses of this promise because we are part of these people. Another paint.
That's interesting.
It's very interesting, the position of Isaac.
Yeah.
Okay, it's look like Christ, Jesus.
Yeah.
Can you see the legs, the arms?
Yes.
And here we can see also a younger Abraham, very different than the others.
Mhm.
Here we have another painting. This is the Abraham tent, and the three angels who came to announce that Sarah will be pregnant. This is the explanation. The three visitors that in fact they were angels. They are looking a little bit female, or not?
Yeah.
When we
Looks like a female for sure.
yes, and for me it was a little strange that the description of this paint, it's the visitor, the angels. Okay, it's a different view. It's an artistic view. This is the reason when we teach Torah to the kids, we don't teach especially these stories with any paint, because this can confuse a little bit the kids. Another, yes, the stars and Abraham Avinu. We can see here an old man, always light, like a God message, revelation. Here, another paint from the visitors. Here,
And here, women, they're also women.
yes, all long hair.
Oh, they have long hair and that's the dress.
Long hair too.
But they may be men.
Yes. And here is Sarah.
Yes, behind.
Something that it's
Beards.
something that it's really strange for me. It's the structure of the tent. It's don't look like a tent. It's look like a house with wood.
Yes.
Looks like a shed,
Yeah.
like a garden shed.
Yes. And here it's Sarah listening the story, and he was sitting. Do you remember why he was sitting in the front of the tent? What is writing in the Torah? What was he doing in when he was sitting in the front of the tent?
Was recovering from his circumcision?
Exactly, he was recovering from the circumcision. Okay. Exactly. Thank you. Who spoke? Randy? Thank you, Randy. Okay. This is also strange for me. Yes, the visitors maybe, but there is not the structure of a tent. Don't look like a tent. But it's a free interpretation. More simple. Yes, here in the front, Abraham and Isaac walking. to Mount Moriah, and the slaves were walking under them, behind them. Okay. This is something interesting. Yes, the Abraham, yes, for kids. The story of Abraham for kids.
It even has a knife at the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a friendly knife.
Yeah.
A
Yes.
horrible story for kids.
It's really, as teachers, it's difficult to
Yes.
to tell this story to the kids. Try to imagine this, okay? We as adults, we listen and we study many, many times this story. Until today, it's difficult to us to understand. Try to be in a kid mind and listen for the first time this story. It's terrible. And look Abraham's face. He's happy. And Isaac was not so his face don't show trauma.
Maybe he was happy because of the ram.
Yes,
And he didn't have to go through with the sacrifice.
yes, yes. But what I like to show you is how important is this story for every age. And we start to talk about. I remember as a teacher, when we need to teach, I was teacher and I was working my my class kids from 9 years old. When we start to talk about Torah or teach Torah, the first story that we used to teach was about Abraham Avinu. We don't start with Adam and Eve. The creation of the world, it's more difficult to understand for kids. But we start for monotheism, and we start with this story. Other way to understand, here Isaac, it's a kid,
A baby.
baby, like a baby. And the angel was also very young.
Mhm. Like a cherub.
Okay. They went together to the place. Here is something interesting. Okay, Isaac, yes, love, but Abraham knows.
Mhm.
Look Abraham's face.
Mhm.
He was really worried.
Knife.
Knife and wood, but where is the animal? No animal.
Yeah.
Okay, and here other one.
Can't see angel.
Abraham was really very concentrated in his mission. Okay, I just wanted to share with you this to have an idea of the how transcendent is this story, also in the art field. Okay, how this story, not just the sacrifice, but the most popular or the most important part of the biography of Abraham, of the trial of Abraham that we studied, it's the sacrifice. Okay, let's return to the last trial. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, I need to return to my screen. I can return to my screen. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what I can return to my. Something happened. But the last one.
It's about the cave of the Sarah. Abe of Machpelah.
Yes, yes, it's about the burial of Sarah when he went when Abraham bought Me'arat Machpelah, what the place for his wife, and he showed also his face for the future generations, showing respect and also teaching us how important is the respect, not just for the people who live, also for the people who died. And this is and we can discover and we can consider many Jewish tradition, and I call this Jewish tradition. For example, Kabbalat Orchim, when you receive your visitors, to give them, to provide them food and to provide them water, something to drink and something to eat. It was an Abraham tradition. He was in the desert. The people came from far. The weather was terrible. They were walking in the desert. Okay, he didn't ask, what's your name? Who are you? No. He asked immediately, let's give them something to drink and something to eat. And this became something very traditional in the Jewish families, okay? The Yiddish mame who is providing food the entire time. Do you like more? Do you like more? Yes. And if you leave, you didn't like it, you need to empty the plate.
Yeah.
Till the end. This is also, we call this also hospitality, Abraham hospitality. This is also a tradition that is coming from Abraham. Other things that we know his leadership. Abraham was really a great leader, and he never refused his mission. Also, when was really very hard, very difficult. He showed us also the way of faith. And this is the reason that he is considered till today the first patriarch. Okay, and he entered. Also, he had a different name. Yes, Abraham. And we can see with Abraham, and we can see with the circumcision, that this story still continues. Okay, each time that we celebrate a Brit Milah, we remember Abraham Avinu. And what happened also with the conversion? Each people who convert to the people of Israel, the name is, I don't know, the person choose the name, let's say Shlomo. Shlomo ben, son of Abraham Avinu. Everybody who entered to the people of Israel is son of Abraham Avinu and Sarai Meinu. Abraham our father and Sarah our mother. Okay, look how important it is. Who is your father? Abraham. Who is your father? Abraham Avinu. Okay, everyone, and we follow the way, we follow his path. Okay, everyone who joined Abraham's family and follow the tradition, circumcision, and Hebrew name. Okay, this coming from Abraham's time. We didn't create nothing new. We just follow Abraham tradition. Also, when someone died, we follow other Abraham tradition. We need to take care for the people till the last minute in this life. Okay, this is part of Abraham tradition. This is part of Abraham legacy, and this is the reason that I'm consider him a big revolutionary, because with him many things change till today. And we are talking about, yes, 4,000 years. He really succeeds in his in his mission. Comments?
I have an issue with, even though I am a Jew by choice and people aren't supposed to talk about people who convert, when you're called up for an aliyah and they announce Yisrael ben Abraham v'Sarah, it is announcing to the entire community that you are a Jew by choice. And it seems to me that if it's not supposed to be talked about, maybe Lashon Hara, but it seems like you can't have it both ways. Either you allow the Jew by choice to be considered fully Jewish within the tribe, because the public pronouncement is a way of putting them, it puts me on the spot. I'm not ashamed. I'm not concerned about it. And yet I think it sends a double message for those of us who are Jews by choice, that yes, you are a part of, and yet they need to know that you are a child of Abraham and Sarah, because we just told the whole world. It's always been an issue with me that I'm very open about being a Jew by choice, and yet, let's say I have an aliyah for High Holy Day service. There are people who don't know, don't care that I'm a Jew by choice, but now everybody knows, and it
But
does.
let me ask you a question. When you was called for the aliyah, how the rabbi call you? Call you by your name, Ben Abraham or Ben Abraham Avinu?
Ben Abraham, Sarah.
If it's just Ben Abraham, nobody can discover that you are Jew by choice, because there are many people who were born as Jews and the father called Abraham. There are many Ben Abraham.
But the
If they say Abraham Avinu v'Sarai Imeinu, I can understand that you are a Jew by choice. But if they call you just Ben Abraham, son of Abraham, I don't know if you are a Jew by choice or not. But you must be very, very proud to be son of Abraham. All of us are Ben Abraham, but Abraham.
yes, but when they add Visara, that is the prescription that tells people
Okay.
you are a Jew by choice.
As your rabbi, perhaps this is the way that I can find a solution. If you don't feel good, next time when you are going to be called to the Torah, just your Hebrew name, Ben Abraham, that's it. If you are feeling well, because if the rabbis say Ben Abraham, I don't know if you are a Jew by choice. If the rabbis say Ben Abraham Avinu v'Sarai Imeinu, okay, I know, it's clear. You are Jew by choice. But if you are not feeling well, just ask to be called Ben Abraham. That's it.
I also want to say something. Maybe I'm just very ignorant, but I've never even noticed. I don't know how many people would even notice. It's said so fast, it's said so quickly that.
I appreciate that. And also, as a Jew by choice, please know that we are fully aware that that sets us apart.
Yes.
It does not feel affirming.
You would feel it because you're right there when they say it.
You know,
The congregation would be ignorant of it. But there's also a word called ger that's used. How is ger used?
Ger is stranger.
Stranger. But nobody is going to say, Yamod, the ger. No, nobody is going to call you. The way that I understand, when a person converts to Judaism, for me, it's a Jew. That's it. Same rights, but same commitments.
So
Same.
would that be different in different sects, like Orthodox, Conservative, or Reform, where they call people differently?
But they are going to call by the Jewish name, father's name, because the tradition, it's to call by the father's name, not by the mother's name. Our tradition, sometimes when both the father and the mother are Jews, in the last years we add the mother's name just to create a balance, not to call just by the father's name. And what about the mother? The mother is also Jew. This is the reason that we call by both names, because you are son of your father and your mother, not just for your father.
It's interesting because, you know, this has really different view of this. In Judaism, the religion is passed on by the mother's side,
Yes.
matrilineal side. So it would seem like the mother's name should be important in that case.
It's important. But to call to the Torah, we call by the traditional way, to call by the father's name. Conservative and Reform synagogue also call by the mother's name. And for refuah, for healing, we call by the mother's name.
You know, I have had some bar mitzvahs whose parents, one of the parents has been converted, and they did not use Abraham and Sarah. They used whatever names they liked. They had their own name, and then they didn't use what people would usually use. So it's an option.
Okay.
You could change it if it really makes you feel bad.
We are going to stop here. I'm going to stop to record, but stay there because I have a special invitation for you. Okay, thank you for everybody who attend also online. Let me just finish this record. Not the meeting. Where is the record? If not, I'm going to lose you. I don't know. Okay, let me talk this. Our next meeting, that will be the last meeting in 2025, will be a very special invitation by Rabbi Gershon. Okay, it will be on December 18th. It's also Thursday, but it will be during Hanukkah.
Yes.
Okay. We are going to see the right time for this, but we will have a special guest that I know that you love her. I invited Rabbi Susan Singer to talk about her experience in the West Bank. Rabbi Singer just returned from Israel, and she went with a group of rabbis to the West Bank to work with Palestinian citizens. And you know that it's a really big problem with the settlers, with the Jewish settlers, and she put in risk her life. And then I would like to, and I invited her, and she agreed to be with us on the 18th. But I have a special request, if it's possible for you. We are going to do this meeting in person because it's Hanukkah, and the idea is to celebrate Hanukkah together, to light the Hanukkah. But I have a special invitation, one more special invitation. We are going to provide some food, okay? Then we are going to organize a small dinner with candle lighting, and then we are going to listen Rabbi Singer. And all of you are invited. I know we are going to start earlier, okay? Because we are going to eat something together. I don't know if Randy and Ryan can arrive till Rivers. I do not, but I will be very happy if you have this opportunity. If not, we are going to broadcast just for you, but the people who is from Riverside would like to see you all here to celebrate Hanukkah together, to eat something together, and to listen Rabbi Singer. Okay, thank you very much for your.
What time, wait, what time are we gonna start?
We are going to decide soon, and you are going to receive the information soon during through the news letter. Okay.
I have a question about Israel. I was there with Rabbi Singer. She took us to Abraham's Gate.
Yes.
Could you give me more information on that? I forgot all about it.
Abraham
I
Gate.
have a picture of it.
Abraham is in Me'arat HaMachpelah in Hebron. This is the place that he is resting with others, patriarchs and matriarchs. And it's a holy place, not just for Jews. Nowadays, this place became a synagogue and also a mosque. And this is in Hebron.
Yes.
It's a nice city under the Palestinian authorities' control.
Okay, thank you.
Me'arat, the cavern of the patriarchs, we call this Me'arat HaMachpelah. And this is also very, I appreciate your question, Sherry, because if we know where he's resting, this gives us more information that this story is true. Okay.
He was a real,
Everything that
he was a real
we were
historian.
talking, it's a real story.
Yeah.
Okay.
That answers two questions. Good.
Okay. Thank you very, very, very much to all of you. I wish you a good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.